Lori, it's kind of scary. We all heard about that California woman who actually admitted on Good Morning America that she gives her 8-year-old daughter Botox injections. Well, Carrie Campbell said she injected her daughter with the anti-wrinkle shot numerous times to help keep her in beauty pageants. Well, according to GMA, Campbell has lost custody of Brittany and is now under investigation by Child Welfare Services. And although this story sounds a little extreme, experts say more kids and teens are getting surgical cosmetic procedures done. And joining me now to talk about this issue is New York facial plastic surgeon Dr. Ramtin Kassir. Dr. Kassir, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so when I heard this story, I mean, I and millions of other people were shaking their head like, I can't believe this is happening. Let's talk about Botox in children.
Well, in general, there's a few cases, Steve, that you can use Botox in children for medical causes, but the FDA does not approve the use of Botox for under 18. And it's just egregious that someone can do that to an 8-year-old. You have to get a consent. There's things that can happen. So. Right.
So clearly the thought of someone injecting, I mean, I have a needle right here. Just the thought of a kid having to get injections from this needle every day or every few months would be kind of crazy. But I think people don't understand that lines in the face are normal. And there's a difference between lines in the face and wrinkles in our face, right?
That's correct. And if you think about it, there's plenty of adults who've had plenty of time to think about it and give consent that are still afraid of needles. And they do that for cosmetic uses to make themselves look a little bit better. But just to kind of impose this on a child that doesn't really have a decision in getting needles stuck in her face that are actually painful. So right. It's not a good situation.
All right, let's talk about the other psychological effects of a child 8 years old basically being told she needs these kinds of injections. What does it do to that kid's image of herself, her self-esteem?
Well, obviously it doesn't improve her self-esteem. It probably devastates it and nurtures, in my opinion, altered body image and maybe even body dysmorphic disorder, which is the one thing we as plastic surgeons try to stay away from.
Right, so she may grow up to develop problems with anorexia, bulimia, things like
Absolutely.
that. Okay, so how often do you see people under the age of 18 looking for cosmetic procedures, and what are they looking for the most?
You see that relatively often. The thing that I see the most that I actually entertain are rhinoplasties, because your nose isn't going to change when you get older. But for breast augmentations and liposuction and everything else that's in the media that the teenagers want, we just tell them to wait, come back when they're of age of consent.
Right. Well, what are the parents? I mean, there's got to be parents involved. Are parents trotting their kids into their office with you saying, oh, yeah, she could have her breast done now. You know, she's 16, and I think she'd look better with a C cup.
That does happen. It's probably not as mainstream as people think, but when that does happen, you just have to counsel the parents and the kids that, listen, this is a decision that needs to be thought about a little bit more carefully.
Yeah, we'll think about it a lot. Thanks, Dr. Kassir, so much for coming in. Some good information this morning. All right, Suki, back to you.
Yeah, we're thinking about it a lot, and we're also appalled by the whole situation. Dr. Steve, thanks. 7:19 for more information on this. Head on over to the drsteveshow.com, and don't forget to tune in every Sunday night and Sunday evening, 6:30 p.m. for an entire new episode of the Dr. Steve Show.